Okay, we have a few more things that we're going to do in this scene. First of all, the colors, I'm not very happy with them right now. I want to change these colors. I'm still in the Modify tab from where I left off last time, but if you close your program and reopen it, you might not be. So I can go back to my Modify tab. When I'm drawing and creating, and I click on box, it will let me have the color that I'm putting of whatever shape I'm in my scene by default. And it's going to randomize those just so you can keep them straight. But if I don't change them at the time, I can go back and change them later in the Modify tab. And I am going to assign them different colors here. I think this one I will make gray. Okay. And then you can change these to whatever colors you like. I'm just going to have them a different variation of some simple tones here, just to get a little bit of practice. And we'll go here and just kind of give them some neutral. But feel free to do this, whatever you would like for the colors in your scene. All right, now I want to go and I want to add a sphere in my scene. I want to have it look like a ball falls out of the sky down into my scene, rolls down the alleyway and up between all the buildings. So how do I do that? Okay, so here is my sphere tool. Okay, and I can click it on to the box here. This is where I want this to finish in my scene. So I want to click on this spot and I can start drawing. Now if you notice, the radius of my sphere is 0.1. If I have that, or 0.141, I don't know, wherever it was randomized. If I set it at 0.1, okay, that's the radius. How do I look? Let's rotate my scene using our mouse now. You have your center wheel on your mouse, right? If I roll my wheel in and out, it zooms in and out of my scene. But if I depress that center wheel on my mouse, I can pan, okay? That gives me my hand, which is the same as this navigation tool down here. But if I want to rotate, I'm going to hold the Alt key, which is next to the spacebar on my keyboard. I hold that down, and now I depress my center wheel mouse, and I can rotate my scene, and I can tip it up, and I can see that this sphere will barely roll down in between my buildings. Now at 0.1, it won't clear these buildings. It will be brushing against both sides of the building. So let's actually make this smaller than 0.1. I'm going to make it 0.05, and that will be the size in here. Now, we had made this perspective window large. I want to restore my viewport here, and that's going to give me my default viewport. This question is going to be on the test. How many viewports are there by default when you first open 3ds Max? There's 4. We have our top, our front, our left, and our perspective. So these are our viewports here. What I want you to do is I want you to just line up the viewports here and kind of zoom in on my perspective view. Okay, I'm going to tip this down just a little bit, and then, oops, I'm still in create mode here. I don't want to draw a new surface here. And in my front, let's see, it looks like this one is the one. You notice in my scene here, this is set to wireframe. I'm not really seeing these buildings. So I'm going to change my wireframe. If I go here, I have all my menus. And I'm going to change this to default shading. But what I want to do here is I want to do edge faces. And that's going to show me the lines on my particular building. What I want to do is when this is looking like it's going down the street, I want to pretend that the buildings are sitting on this street. Later on, we can model that. But I need to get this sphere, this ball, to be up on street level. So how do I do that? We're going to go grab our move tool. which is up here in our viewport. I'm going to click on it, okay? And if you notice, I can grab the green tool and it's going to click and bring that ball up. Now, I can do this manually, but what it's doing is it's locking the center of my ball to the center of my grid, okay? And I don't want to do that. We have to make one adjustment. How do I lock the shape separate from the center here? Okay, we're going to explore one more tab in our workspace here. So we've already done create, we've done modify, but when we start moving things around, we can change. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more, where we model things from. So I want you to go over here and we're going to adjust our pivot point. Okay, I'm going to slide the pivot point down to the bottom of my ball. So I do that grabbing this green arrow, which is going to be the blue space. I want to just drag this one. I'm going to drag it down to here. Okay, if I need to zoom in a little bit more, I can do that and drag it right here. And then I want to affect my object only. Okay, and that's good. We want to do that there. So now I need to turn these off. Okay, if I have them, any one of these selected, it's going to keep doing that and try to move things around. So we changed the different parts that we're moving on the sphere. Now I can go back to make sure these are shut off. Nothing's highlighted in blue here. I can go back to my move tool, which the hotkey for this is W, because it moves it around in our window. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. We want to set the bottom of the sphere right on this grid here. So I'm going to grab this green arrow only, and I'm going to bring it up. And now you notice it locks onto our grid, and it looks good in our scene. All right, we're going to come back in our next video, and we're going to move this around a little bit, and we're going to show how to animate this ball. Thanks for joining me in this one, and we will see you in the next one.